Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing on the topic GCD, right? So this is nothing but the also called as Euclidean algorithm, right? So we'll be calculating or we'll be writing the writing the algorithm to calculate the GCD of two integers, right? So see here, let's see what the definition part says here. GCD of two integers is the largest positive number. It's the largest positive number that divides both the numbers. Yep. GCD of two integers is the largest positive number that divides both the numbers. Euclidean algorithm computes GCD using the repeated reminders. Euclidean algorithm computes GCD using the repeated reminders, right? So now the algorithm works in this way actually. See, let's see how the algorithm works actually. See, first of all, we all we have to do is we have to calculate the GCD of two integers. It's GCD is nothing but the largest positive number that divides both the numbers. That divides both the numbers that we consider. Yeah. And also Euclidean algorithm computes GCD using repeated reminders. So we'll be going with the Euclidean algorithm itself. Yep. Let's see how the algorithm works actually, how the Euclidean algorithm works. See, first we will take the numbers a and b. We'll be considering two integers a and b. While b is not equivalent to 0, b shouldn't be equivalent to 0, right? So when b is not equal to 0, we'll compute the remainder nothing but r equals a modulo b, right? R equals remainder equals a modulo b, right? So this is fine. Then we will replace a equals b. So this part is very important. Then what we'll do, we'll replace a equals b, then we'll replace b equals r. So these two things what we replace, this is very important. Yeah, so this is very important. We'll replace a equals b, we'll replace b equals r. When b equals 0, a is the GCD. When b equals 0, a is the GCD. So this is it for the algorithm. So just pause the video and have a look into it, man. First, b is not, when b is not equal to 0, r is nothing but a modulo b. So we'll take the remainder by going with a modulo b. Then we'll replace a equals b and b equals r. That's what we are going to do. Then finally, when b equals 0 is the GCD. This, when we consider the example or when we dry run the code by considering the same example that we considered within the code, you'll understand this one even better. Yep. So you'll understand everything, right? So let's write the code accordingly with the algorithm. Algorithm explanation that we discussed, right? So first what we'll do, first, let's go with a function to compute the GCD using Euclidean algorithm. So I'll just go with here. So 1 second. Yeah, let me go with static actually int GCD. So this is fine. Int a comma int b, right? So this is fine. Yep, int a comma int b, right? So this is fine. Next, what I'll do within the GCD method actually, first thing, the loop continues until the remainder becomes 0. So while mm, b not equal to 0, while b not equal to 0, then what we'll do, while b not equal to 0, so we have to compute the remainder of a divided by the b. So b shouldn't be equivalent to 0 accordingly with the algorithm explanation. We have to compute the remainder a equals r equals a modulo b. So let's write the same thing within the form of code, int r equals a modulo b. So after that, we have to go with the replace part. We have to go with the replace part. Now, what we have to do, we have to replace a equals b and b equals r. That's what we'll be doing. So a equals b and b equals r. That's what we are going to do. Then we are done with most of the thing. When b is equivalent to 0, a holds the GCD. When b is equivalent to the 0, then a holds the GCD. So that is the reason what we have to do. All we have to do is we have to return a here. We have to return a here, right? So this is it for the algorithm. It's very simple actually. It's as simple as that. Yep. Next, what we'll do, let's consider the example within the main method. Yep. I'll just go with, and we have to consider two numbers, right? I'll just go with one number 48, some random number, and int b, let me consider 16 or 18. Let's go with a 18 actually. Yep, 18 and 48. Now let's call the GCD function. Yeah, I'll just go with answer equals GCD of, we have to pass two numbers, right? A comma, yep, a comma b. Finally, we have to print the result. I'll just make use of the s out. Yeah, I'll just make use of the s out. So I'll just go with answer. Let me go with the answer. Yeah, let me format the code here. This one not double equals, man. What happened here? No, sorry, not double equals. So this is single equals, right? We are assigning actually. Yep. So this is it for the code. We don't have any error, right? So yeah, now you can just pause the video and have a look into it. Just have a look into it. Now let's do one thing. Mm, Before running the code, let's dry run the code so that we understand certain things. So we understand how whatever the code that we have written works correctly or not, and we understand the coding part correctly, and we get to know about the output as well accordingly with the input that we have considered within the code. So we'll be dry running the code by considering the same example that we have considered within the code. Let's do that. So let's dry run the code by considering the same example here, right? So we'll be going with a 48 as well as the 18, GCD of 48 as well as the 18, right? So this is the example that we have considered within the code. Yep. So this is the example that we have considered within the code. Now what we'll do, let's go from the start. Actually, I'll just go with the start here. Start, initially what we have done, A, we have considered 48 accordingly with the code that we have written, and B, we have considered 18 here. B, we have considered 18. Yep. So now first what we'll do, let's move on with the step one, right? So step one. So first, accordingly with the this one reminder that we have written actually the code, R equals A modulo B, right? So this will be 48 modulo 18, right? 18 to the 36, and we will be left with a 12 as reminder. We'll be left with a 12 as reminder. So this is fine. Now we have A equals 18, A equals 18, and B equals 12. Now we have A equals 18 and B equals 12. Let's move on with the step 2 actually. Let's move on with the step 2 actually. Yeah. So now again, so A equals B and B equals R. So then we'll be replacing A equals B and B equals R, right? So now A will be B, nothing but 18, and B equals R, nothing but the 12 actually. Yep, 12 actually. Yep. Now, so we will be getting 6 as remainder. We'll be getting 6 as remainder, right? So 12 ones are 12. We are left with 6 actually. So this one here we'll be going with A equals 12, A equals 12, and B equals 6. B equals 6 now. Yeah, B equals 6 now. We are replacing A with B actually. And so we are going with A equals B and B equals R, right? So accordingly with the code that we have written. Next, what we'll do, we're left with only one step here. Let me come here. So now we have A 12 B 6. So again, we'll do the same thing. R equals 12 modulo 6 here, 12 modulo 6, and a remainder is 0. Remainder is 0. Now A equals 6, B equals 0. When B is 0, A is the answer. Accordingly with the algorithm that we have discussed and accordingly with the code that we have written, when B becomes 0, A is the GCD of two numbers. Nothing but we have to get the output 6 here. We have to get the output 6. Nothing but GCD here. This is equivalent to the 6. GCD is equivalent to the 6. So GCD of 48 and 18, we have to get the output 6. So this is it for the dry run actually. This is it for the dry run. It's as simple as that. Yep. So this is very simple. We are done with this algo. We are done with this algo, right? So we have idea on the code that we have written. Whatever, if everything that we have written is correct, actually, we have to get the desired output 6, right? Let's check the code by running the code that we have written. So I'll just come here. Let me come here and run the code. Yeah, let's wait for some time. And what is the output that we need to get here? Accordingly, with the discussion, we have to get the output 6. Yeah, accordingly with the dry run. So you can clearly see here the output that we are getting is 6. Yeah, we are getting the output 6, which is absolutely correct, which is absolutely correct. So whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct for all the this one, the example that we have considered within the code, right? So this is fine. Our code works absolutely correct. So now we are left with only one thing, discussing the complexities for the code that we have written, right? Let's do that. So what will be the time complexity actually? Time complexity would lead to big of logarithmic min of a comma b, right? So min of a comma b. So this will be the time complexity actually. This will be the time complexity. So what will be the space complexity actually? Space complexity would lead to a big of 1 actually, big of 1, right? So it's the time complexity is big of log of min of a comma b, because in each iteration the larger number is reduced using modulo, and it shrinks rapidly actually. Yep. So in each iteration the larger number is reduced using the modulo. That's what we are doing, right? So shrinking rapidly. So overall time complexity would lead to big of log of mun of a comma b, one thing. And what would be the space complexity? The space complexity would lead to big of 1 because only the constant number of integer variables are used with no extra memory. So overall time complexity and the space complexity for the code that we have written would lead to big of log of min of a comma b and big of 1 respectively. Right. So now we are done with this part. Next, what we'll be doing, we will be discussing the LCM algorithm. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.